I have good news to share with you today. New relief money will be arriving in just one day. Millions of Americans are expected to receive their new monthly benefit checks, and these payments will be worth thousands of dollars. Economists have also announced some big news on the next federal rate hike and how it may impact your wallet. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. I appreciate that year in review. There is a lot to discuss and to remember. It seems like this year was multiple years, doesn't it? A lot going on. Look, democracy is messy sometimes, but we work in the greatest deliberative body in the world, in the history of the world, the United States Congress, and the House Republican majority is moving the ball forward to continue to lead. I do want to talk about just very briefly this health care bill, because this is a big thing. I'm really grateful to Chairwoman Kathy McMorris Rodgers and Energy and Commerce her committee, for their leadership on this important issue. On top of spending $15,000 more annually just to afford basic goods, American families, we all know right now, are struggling. And they have to contend now, of course, with needlessly opaque, inefficient, and an unaffordable healthcare system. We have to do something about that. So the Lower Cost, More Transparency Act that we'll pass is our House Republicans making good on our efforts to bring down the cost of healthcare and empower American people to make their own healthcare decisions and not have the government and bureaucrats in the way. The bill is a broad, bipartisan supported piece of legislation. It arms patients with accurate and transparent information about the cost and care of prescription drugs. That's a big deal, as you've heard discussed here. It supports community health care centers and preserves Medicaid for hospitals that serve rural communities. Many of them I represent in my district in Louisiana. And this is a critical and necessary assistance for rural healthcare providers. Make no mistake about that. And also, this bill is going to expand access to generics and lower cost or lower out-of-pocket costs for our seniors. And they desperately need that relief, and we all know it. And here's the kicker. As was noted, the entire package is fully offset. And so it actually reduces the deficit by more than $700 million. What a concept. House Republicans are committed to making health care more affordable and prices more transparent, and we are committed to doing so in a manner that is fiscally responsible and improves care for our constituents. So we'll be happy to pass that off the House floor. I know you probably...
According to a recent poll, more Americans are optimistic that Social Security benefits will be available when they retire. Among non-retirees, 50% expect Social Security to pay them a benefit when they do retire, compared to 47% who don't think the system will help them. Older workers are more confident than younger workers. 66% of respondents, 50 and older, expect to receive benefits. The poll found that millennials are often less optimistic about receiving benefits than members of Gen Z. In 2034, the Social Security system is expected to pay 80% of benefits to recipients. This week, millions of qualifying Americans are set to see their December Social Security check. COLA beneficiaries who were born before the 10th of the month will be the first to cash in their monthly payment on December 13th. Those with a birth date between the 11th and the 20th of the month will receive their checks on December 20th, while beneficiaries born after the 21st will receive their money on December 27th. Meanwhile, the 2024 COLA was announced in October as 3.2%, which means that retirees will see an average monthly increase of $58 next month. This year's COLA was much higher at 8.7%. And Social Security beneficiaries are currently receiving an average check of $1,827, while the maximum payment is $4,555. During his State of the Union speech, President Biden mentioned the system and received support from both Republicans and Democrats to protect Social Security from cuts in the federal budget negotiations. Advocacy groups are pushing for President Biden to pass legislation that would directly address the Social Security's major issues. Americans are paying the price for the Federal Reserve's flurry of interest rate hikes, engineered to battle the hottest inflation in 40 years through sharply higher borrowing costs. But with inflation now receding, the Fed's rate hikes may be drawing to an end, and that has implications for your finances. Wall Street is now forecasting that the Federal Reserve will keep rates steady at its December 13th meeting and beyond due to cooling inflation and a slower job market. Some economists are now predicting the Fed could start cutting its benchmark rate as soon as early 2024. To be sure, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell is keeping mum on the bank's next moves, saying early this month that it's too early to declare victory or to discuss when it might start cutting rates. But he also noted that consumer prices rose at just a 2.5% annual rate in the past 6 months, not far above the Fed's 2% inflation target. The central bank is expected to keep its benchmark rate steady at its December 13th meeting, as well as at its January 31st meeting. But the central bank may start cutting rates as soon as March 2024. That could have an impact on your money, from savings to purchasing a home. Rates for home loans have already slipped from their 20-year highs early this year, when they topped 8%. A pause from the Fed could help bring mortgage rates even lower. So even if rates drop below 7%, buying a home would remain relatively expensive, given that home prices are about 40% higher than prior to the crisis. The question is whether slightly lower mortgage rates could convince some homeowners to list their properties, given that many bought or refinanced their homes during the crisis when rates were around 3%. That has made many unwilling to forgo their existing loans in order to take on a new mortgage at a higher rate. Many Americans have spent through their savings that they built during the crisis, when the United States provided stimulus checks and generous unemployment benefits to help millions weather the crisis, which would weaken the labor market and lead to many job cuts. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Dearest friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, every Friday I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, simply click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.